In a world full of podcasts, you have choices. Make yours count. Don't miss out. Tech Pop Boom. Hello, Internet world, and welcome to another fabulous, wonderful, and exciting episode of Tech Pop Boom with your two hosts, Scott and Brandon. I'm Scott.
And I'm Brandon.
Today, Brandon's going to talk about some computer stuff. I'll talk about some music stuff. We'll talk about some streaming video. Because, to be totally honest, I'm not currently looking at the show list, and I have no idea what's on today's agenda. But I bet you by the end of the episode, you'll have a swell, good old time. Just like you always do when you listen to Tech Pop Boom. So, Brandon, before we start the show, tell me what's been going on with you the last few weeks. What's up with you, buddy?
You know what? I have been watching Breaking Bad so far, and
Look at you, taking my advice. I love it.
Yes, I'm on season 4 right now. So,
wait. Last time you and I talked, which from the time of this recording, was exactly 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
You hadn't watched an episode. You knew nothing about it.
I knew nothing about it. Hadn't seen a single one.
In 2 weeks' time, you're telling me you have watched 4 seasons of Breaking Bad?
Yes, I watched 4 seasons of Breaking Bad.
Holy crap. Dude, I can already tell you are not married and you do not have kids.
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy. I think it's awesome. I'm happy you watched it because it's a great show. We'll talk about it in the podcast, but that's amazing. I power watched it too, but I don't know if I watched it. Are you absorbing it? I mean, are you taking it in?
Yeah,
just like flying through it.
I'm at the part. I mean, I guess you could say I'm at the part where they're getting ready. The main guy, the DEA agent is onto him.
Oh, Walt's brother-in-law.
Yeah, is onto him, and he's trying to fool him. You know.
What do you mean he's on to him and trying to fool him?
Yeah, like where they're at the table and he's discussing about, hey, I'm from this and I'm from this, and they're doing his backstory. I'm not gonna try to give everything away for people who haven't read it, but
if people haven't seen it by now, then it's too late.
It's too late. That's true. That's true. But that's where I'm at. I'm at where Walt's brother-in-law. Now, how
many more seasons do you have to watch?
I think I got one more. I think there's only 5.
Wow, that's so amazing. Now, when you're done with this, are you going to continue to Better Call Saul?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's on. Is it on Netflix?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Because if it's on Netflix, I might continue.
I would recommend it because you'll be absolutely caught up with everybody else because the new season of Better Call Saul hasn't come out yet.
Okay. Because if it's on Netflix, I'll do it. But if it's not, well,
since we're talking about it, what do you think about it? Do you like it? Are you just watching it because you kind of feel like you got to finish it?
Well, no. I like it. I like it a lot. You were right. What you said in the last podcast is if this would have happened to somebody else, this is exactly the way it would have happened.
Right? Yeah.
They didn't leave anything out. There's just no way I could have watched this every single week by waiting for the next week. There's just no way I could watch it.
Yeah, I watched it the same way you did, except for the very final season. I caught up. In the very last season, they did I don't know how many episodes, and they took a 3 month or so break. And I was able to watch the entire season up until that break. And then I watched it the last, I want to say 3 or 4 episodes live as they aired on TV. And that was really cool because I got to watch it with everybody else.
I just couldn't. I with commercials and anything. Okay, here's why I've been power watching this. Every single time I wanna go and I wanna say, okay, I got something else I gotta do. Something ends up happening at the end where I gotta click the next button. And Netflix always gives you the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for the next episode, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll watch the next one. You know how much sleep I've lost over this?
It's a great show, man.
I have lost
well written.
So much sleep over this.
Because it's so good.
I'm like, okay, I gotta go to bed. Now, like yesterday, I didn't watch any of them. I mean, not yesterday, but today I made up for it. Let's put it this way: I was watching it before we started this podcast.
Oh yeah, it's good, man. Now the good thing is, if you were able to get through Breaking Bad in 2 weeks, and you still got oh, what is it? Well, what you said Walking Dead, and what was the other one?
Walking Dead, and it was one more. What else did I want to watch? Now
Breaking
it
Bad,
was
Walking Dead,
Walking
and
Dead, and it was one more. I was gonna go for. I can't remember now.
I'll have to go back and
Um,
think about it.
I gotta go back and think about it. I can't remember what was the other one. Oh shoot. But
But anyways, you like Breaking Bad, and by the end of this, I mean, if I were you at this point, I would be just be jumping up and down, talking a mile a minute, because I just thought Breaking Bad was so good.
I was gonna wait to the end of all the whole entire season before I did. Before the whole entire
That's
show.
fine.
I was
That's
gonna
fine.
wait till the end. But yes, I do.
We can do an entire season, or rather, an entire episode dedicated to Breaking Bad, or whatever you want to do. And we'll talk about it up and down if you want to. I
Yeah.
would love that. But
Yeah.
I'm just shocked that you. I mean, you were just. I didn't think you. I really didn't think you'd watch it. I just thought, you said you were going to do what you were going to do. So I think it's awesome that you did that. That you watched that. I'm
No.
looking forward to kind of getting the inside scoop and hearing you talk about it.
Yeah. No. I'm up to. Yeah. I'm up. I'm so interested now. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, okay, because I want to see if they're gonna find them. If he's gonna throw him off or not. Because if that guy gets caught, Walt gets caught. And
What guy? What guy are you talking about?
the guy who owns
Walt's brother-in-law?
Yeah, no,
Jesse?
the Walt's brother-in-law. Yeah, if Walt gets caught, the guy who's making the drugs, and if the guy who owns the chicken place, if the guy who owns the chicken place gets caught, then Walt's gonna get caught.
Oh man,
So-
you are. Oh, I wish I was in your shoes and I hadn't watched it yet. Because just knowing what happens, and you just as you're, I wish I could be in the room when what is about when what is about to happen actually happens. I would love to see the expression on your face.
I'm up to.
It's so. Oh,
So
man,
you
just
mean to
thinking
tell
about it
me
gets so
it's gonna
excited.
get worse?
No, it gets so much.
No,
better.
I'm talking about his situation gets worse.
Oh, I don't want to give anything away.
Okay, yeah,
Brandon.
don't
All I
give
can
it
tell
away.
you,
Don't give
it
it
gets so exciting. I have so much passion for Breaking Bad. It's such a good show. Me and the guy from work, we always talk about it, and we also talk about Better Call Saul, and it's fun to have someone to discuss it with.
No.
But, oh my God, is it good?
Now I'm better off Saul. Now does Saul go out and does his own thing? I mean, at the very end of it, or what?
Well, I can't tell you what happened in Breaking Bad. Better
Okay.
Call Saul it's a prequel. It's what happens before Breaking Bad. But so it's kind of like it's at the point where they're kind of you have to watch Better Call Saul, but right now in Better Call Saul, it's like before Breaking Bad even happened. There was talks of at some point bringing in Walt or Jesse and into Better Call Saul, because they could technically do that. They could have because it's before all that stuff happened, and they could have those characters in Better Call Saul. Now, even in the first season of Better Call Saul, they did bring in characters from Breaking Bad.
Okay.
So yeah, it's again.
Did they bring
man,
in
I wish I was in
Mike?
your shoe. Well, yeah, they did. He's one of the main characters. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Mike is one of the main characters, and obviously Better Call Saul, but he's not Saul yet. They haven't gotten how how and why he changes his name to Saul. Right now, he's I forgot what his name is. He goes by his real name, and anyways, he lives with his brother, and there's a lot of crap going on with his brother. And in the beginning, the first episode, I was like, I don't know if I like this. A lot of hype behind it, but if you finish Breaking Bad, you had to watch at least the first 3 episodes of Better Call Saul. The first episode, you'd be like, you'll scratch your head and think, this isn't, for me. But it took me about at least 2, maybe by the second episode I liked. By the third episode, I definitely liked it. So, at any rate, we can talk, more about Breaking Bad once you finish.
Okay, cool. No, I've just been. I was serious when I said, well, I need something else to watch. I mean,
Yeah, you were.
Extinct is done. Under the Dome is done. So I was like, okay, what else do I need to click on the Netflix? Okay.
Apparently, Amazon. I posted a link on our Facebook page, and Amazon has a bunch of shows coming out. Like, how they do that once a year. They bring out like 5 or 6 shows, and you're supposed to vote on them to see which one you like.
Yeah.
Apparently, Amazon, and I posted a link that talks about all the new shows and a very lengthy description of each show.
Okay.
They're not on Amazon yet, as far as the last I looked. I mean, by the time you hear this recording, it might be, but as of this recording, they're not available on Amazon. But once they do, we'll have an episode where we'll talk about each of the episodes and what we think, what our opinions are.
Yeah. Whatever.
But
Yeah.
they're supposed to. It's kind of fun. But the thing I don't like about it is, even like last time, there's one show I really liked, and I really hoped they'd pick it up, and they didn't. And as a matter of fact, as far as that's concerned, none of the shows I watched last year still haven't made it to a full season.
Yeah. I know. I know.
So I just hate the waiting game. They bring it out there and say, hey, check out these 10 shows. And I say, okay, well, we picked up 3 of these shows. They'll be out in another year. And here's another year, and they're still not out yet. Take your time, buddy.
I guess it takes time to make them.
Yeah, excuses. I'm a fat guy with no life. I need something to watch.
Well, shoot, I have no life. How many shows is per show per season? Now you got me
Episodes.
interested. Yeah, episodes.
Better Call Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah. How many? I gotta look that up.
Is it 12 or 13? I don't know off the top of my head. You should know. You've been watching them.
I've been watching them, yeah, but I don't look at the episode count. I just
It's got it. Well, go to your Netflix. Go to your Netflix.
Yeah, Internet Movie Database.
Speaking of Netflix, I read an article today. The show Black Mirrors. Have you heard about this?
Yes. Black Mirrors is that the one that we were watching with that dark tech of science fiction?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Netflix is picking it up for a full season, which means an additional 12 episodes. They said they're going to start filming the next month or two, and then of course they say it'll be available in another year. But yeah, right. But at least you'll have 12 brand new episodes of Black Mirror.
Yes.
And I just hope it's as dark and as weird and nutty as what's available now. And if anyone out there who happen to be listening to this show right now, if you haven't already watched the show Black Mirrors, and it's available on Netflix, it's only 6 episodes, and it's a British TV show, but they brought it over to Netflix. You may want to skip the first episode because the first episode is jaw-droppingly shocking.
Yeah.
That involves bestiality.
Yeah, it does.
But if that's a little heavy for you, it's kind of like the Twilight Zone in the fact that each episode has a different premise. It's a totally different storyline. It's not the same characters. So each episode is a totally brand new scenario, all new characters, all new storyline, all new everything. But it all has to do with technology and like futuristic, a lot of the stuff. And anyway, I can go on talking about it, but if you have not watched Black Mirrors on Netflix, pause this podcast, go to Netflix, and take the time. There's only 6 episodes as of right now. There's a Christmas episode. For whatever reason, they don't have it up yet. But you want to watch Black Mirrors, right, Brandon?
Yes. And then come back to our podcast after you're done, because we should be in within 2 weeks. But if it takes you 2 weeks, listen to the end of this podcast, then go watch Black Mirror. I'm just joking.
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
That was one of your that was another recommendation I really liked. Was that one? I really I was shocked. I power watched that I think in about 2 days, but I was in shock. I was like, okay, I really do like this. The one that's my favorite out of all of them, I think it's the one where they get the points. And where they're on these cycles, you know what I mean? And then you got points to go and got to get food, right? And the entertainment, but they force you in the room to watch, stuff. And of course, he likes this girl, and I won't tell you the rest. But that is my favorite episode. The robot one was my second. The robot one.
I'd have to go back and watch them again It's been a long time since I've watched them.
Yeah, me too. I'm going after memory. Yeah, I haven't watched
Yeah,
it since like I don't know, since the beginning of this year, since the beginning of this podcast.
it's good. Oh, excuse me, we're recording
So,
this podcast at 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's very late for us.
So, did you watch the Emmys?
No, because on Sundays, it was on Sunday, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. And on Sundays, I typically watch Ray Donovan and Fear of the Walking Dead.
Okay.
So that's what I was watching instead. I did see some clips of the guy who hosted what's his name, Sandberg?
Yeah,
Andy Sandberg. I watched a couple clips from him, and I watched a clip of Tracy Morgan, but that's really all I saw. I had heard who won. I heard there was an upset between Game of Thrones and Mad Men.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things, either one would have been perfect. I mean, I think it's cool that Game of Thrones won because it's such a great show. But what did I miss? Tell me what's going on.
Well, okay. So, well, I didn't watch it either. I kind of watched the clips or whatever, but I was interested in knowing who won. And let me see. So, but it was Better Call Saul, Downton Abbey, this is for drama, Game of Thrones, and Homeland, and House of Cards, Mad Men, and Orange is the New Black. Do you know that 3 of those shows I love? You know, like I love, okay. I haven't seen Better Call Saul, but Downton Abbey, no. Game of Thrones I love, Homeland I like, House of Cards I like, and Orange is the New Black I like.
Whatever happened to that girl who was nominated for that show, Orphan Black?
Orphan Black? She's still doing Orphan Black. She never got nominated.
No. I thought she was nominated for an award.
Wait, that was in let's see here. No, it wasn't this year. I think that was last year.
They were just talking about. Well, maybe I'm high on drugs or something, but she was on some award show where they were teasing her because she was up for an award for playing like 10 different characters.
Yeah. She was. That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yes, she was.
See?
Yeah, she was on there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I went blank there for a second. That was last year. I'm thinking about last year. I forgot about this year. Last year she got screwed. This year she was on there. Yeah, I was thinking she should have won.
And did she win? Anything?
No. Lavoa Davis won for How to Get Away with Murder. But but see, last year she got screwed. Last year she didn't even get nominated. Okay, so I was like, oh, come on. And that was when the first season came out. You know what I mean? And the first season was so wonderful. It was like, oh my God, how could she not get it?
If she didn't win for the first season, she's not gonna win because every season since then has been garbage.
I like the last.
You like every season. You could watch Colored Rocks and say, "Did you see those Colored Rocks on TV? Those were the most exciting Colored Rocks."
Well, it depends on what's in the background. It might be exciting, if they put lights on it or whatever. Yeah. I'll watch that. Season blue, season red, season yellow, season green. Yeah, so yes, I will watch Color Rocks.
What else happened on the Emmys? Anything else good?
Well, you know what? There are a lot of people I wish they would have won, but there was so many. Because I usually, before doing this podcast, I never watch TV shows. I always hated when they went and ended a show abruptly. All of a sudden, they're not renewing it for the next season. I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've invested my time, you might as well end it. Don't abruptly end something. Just let it. Some people die. Maybe everyone blows up. I don't know. Do something, but don't leave me hanging and say, "Oh yeah." So I never watched them. I never had So Emmys was always not my thing. I always liked the Oscars, but this time I was like, since we did this podcast, I was
yeah.
Well,
the Oscars to me are so boring.
See, like me, the Oscars I kind of like because I like to see who wins for editing and who wins for sound editing. I'm into that part.
That's just an absolute snooze fest for me.
You don't like the Oscars? See, I always like to see who won the.
No way. It's like the longest show. It's like 4 hours long, and that's exactly the reason why you love it. Is the reason I hate it.
Oh.
I want to sit down and watch 3 hours of anything. it better be damn well entertaining.
Right.
And I want to listen to some guy I've never heard of stand up and give a speech about people I don't know. I'm sorry, to me that's boring as hell.
Yeah. You got a good point. And I always like to see who wins best score. That's another thing too.
Of course you do.
Of course. Well, okay. Well, what award shows do you watch?
I used to watch award shows all the time, but see, the problem with me and my TV watching is, again, my son takes up a lot of my time, majority of my time, and it's hard. It's hard for me to sit down. The only time I get to sit down to watch a show is when he's sleeping. Now that he's in school, it's a little easier because I have a few hours by the time he goes to bed and by the time I have to go to bed. When it's usually when the Emmys are on or any of those award shows are on, there's other shows on that I can watch. So I have to kind of tell myself, okay, well, I can watch this or I can watch this. And with the Emmy Awards, a lot of times the next day you can watch clips. And, I don't know what it is, but a lot of the times I can't. I can only do so much.
So you don't do like the music shows?
Music shows as far as like American Idol or
no,
because the type of music
Grammys?
I listen to is never the Grammys. No, I really don't. I guess the Grammys I probably
the Billboard Awards.
No, the Billboard Awards. They don't. The type of music I listen to is never represented.
Okay, MTV Award.
I would rather shoot myself in the foot and pour salt on the wound. Oh my God, you would have to pay me quadruple the amount of money that you would. Whatever. I didn't watch it. I knew nothing about it. But the next day on the internet, it was wallpaper all over Facebook. I wanted to choke anyone anyone that even mentioned the word MTV. I wanted to choke until I see them blue in the face. I can't stand MTV. I can't stand Miley Cyrus. That whole thing is just a bunch of bullshit.
Well,
it's just a bunch of drama. Don't even get me started on that fucking bullshit.
But the kids. But hey, the kids love her.
I don't. The hell with the kids. The hell with the kids.
Your son will be dancing to Miley Cyrus. Your son will be dancing to Miley Cyrus suited up.
It's funny you say that when that's a whole other story. No, he doesn't. He doesn't dance to Miley Cyrus, and he won't. But yeah, I just thought that was so stupid. And the whole thing with Miley Cyrus, my God, post for Playboy. Show everyone your naked crotch, spread your legs, show them your boobs, get it out of the way, okay? Because I could personally care less. I could care less what this idiot looks like naked. For some reason, she seems to think that everyone wants to see her naked body. I don't, sweetheart. Put it away, okay? Stick your tongue in your mouth and jump off a frickin' cliff. I cannot stand that stupid bitch.
Yeah. Well, I just, you know what? She's like on my mute button. Certain things that people are on my mute button that I just don't care about. She's on that one. She like if I see a little article, I'll scroll down. That's what I won't click on it. I scroll down to the next one. That's how I think of her. But I'm just
she
surprised.
Was on some. She was on some TV show. I think it was a Tonight Show. No, Jimmy Kimmel. And he asked her something about, what does your father think about you being naked? And she said something about, my father knows I'm a good person, so he doesn't like me showing my tits in public, she says, but he knows I'm a good person. That's all that really matters. And I thought, a good person? Sweetheart, have you seen the shit that you're doing? A good person doesn't walk around naked in front of children showing their cans every chance they get. That's not a good person. Smoking dope so people who look up to you think it's cool to do? You think it's cool to smoke dope in front of a 6-year-old girl saying, hey, I like this Miley Cyrus. She's a great singer. She smokes dope. I think I'll do it too. That's not a good person. That's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, she is young though. Most young stars do that too. I mean.
See, now that you got me talking about music now.
Now we're on music. I'm sorry. We're on music now. But yeah, I was going through these and I was like, wow, Transparent. I'm surprised Transparent didn't win. I'm very shocked by that. But
the one on Amazon.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't win for best drama.
I thought it did win.
No. Game of Thrones won.
Well, they won. Transparent won something because they're giving away. they're giving away Amazon Prime for
Oh,
$65 today
oh, oh!
only.
They won. Let me see. They didn't win for outstanding series. They won for something else. You're right. You're right. They're all like most of the actors and actresses won stuff. So yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I knew a bunch of people won, which I don't understand. They only had the one season. They won. One guy won an award last year, and now they're still up for awards for the same season. How the hell does that work?
You know what? I think that was the Golden Globes.
Oh, is
That
that what it
yeah,
was?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That was the Golden Globes. Golden Globes they killed. I think they
Oh,
won. They won everything. The Golden Globes. I think the Emmys just came out for this year. You know.
Transparent. I thought the last season was good, but it almost seems like ever since that show came out, it's like, hey, all these people who want to wear, all these guys that want to wear dresses and girls that want to wear suits. It made it okay for everyone to be the opposite sex. So I guess my point is I don't know how interested I'm going to be in watching the next season because I don't know how much I agree. I'm a firm believer in let people live, but truly I mean I want people to be happy and I want people to enjoy themselves and be whoever they want to be. But at the same time, I don't want to look at some 500-pound dude wearing a dress, So whatever.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
my point. I don't want to. I don't know how interested I'll be in watching the next season of Transparent.
I probably will. I'm just interested in
No,
seeing it.
I
It's not
probably will
because
too.
I will.
I'm an
No,
idiot.
I will. I definitely. It's on my list of can't wait. I just wish like Orange is the New Black one too. I mean, there's so many things I would love to have had one for best drama. And comedies I'm not into. Comedies I've realized that I don't watch many comedies. So that might be my
Well, that's
next
not true.
thing.
You watched the what was nominated because I bet you watched every one of them. You watched the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. You
Oh
like
yeah, I
that? You
did
said
watch that. I did watch Silicon Valley.
you
Okay, that
like
was yeah, okay.
Silicon Valley, Orange is the New Black. You watched that. That's a comedy.
No, I thought that was a drama, but it's okay. It could be considered a comedy
Oh,
too. I thought that was more in the
do
drama.
you
But
you know
Veep,
what wins every single year? That's kind of surprising. That's still being nominated as passionately as it is that what's that show? Modern Family.
yeah, yeah. I've never seen Modern Family. Not a single
Uh,
episode.
my I have to say, I like it. It's a good show. I don't. Anyways, if you've never watched it, if you want something funny to watch I think it's worth watching. It's pretty funny.
Okay. Have you seen? By the way, have you seen? What's this? Louis?
It's a show on FX, and I'm 98% sure it's available on Netflix. And again, that's one of those shows you have to watch. And I'm not just talking to Brandon on this one. Anyone listening to this episode right now, if you're not familiar with the show, Louis C.K. or Louis or whatever the heck it's called, it's on Netflix. It's an FX show, but it's they're done filming, and I don't think they're going to do another season for a while because he's on some sort of break. But do yourself a favor, watch Louis on FX. And Brandon, this means you. You got to watch it.
Okay.
It's definitely worth it.
So now, what is it
It's a
about?
game changer. Louis, he is a single father. Oh, shit, I just dropped my iPad.
Whoops. Okay. Go
He's
ahead.
he's a divorced father of two young girls. He lives in New York City. He basically plays himself. He's a stand-up comedian, and he gets himself into these crazy situations, and it's just quirky and it's silly. Sometimes it's just wild, and it just it's I don't I can't explain. It's a good show. Louis, you gotta watch it.
So what about this Parks and Recreation?
Now, towards the end, that was the best comedy on NBC. When it ended its run, it was huge. It was the best comedy on NBC. Now, I don't even know if NBC even has a comedy right now. Parks and Recreation.
I would think Heroes would be a comedy.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Parks and Recreation. It came out around the time The Office was on television. Are you familiar with The Office with Steve Carell?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Parks and Recreation is done by the same people who did The Office, and Amy Poehler is in it, and she plays the head of this Parks and Recreation group, and it's so hysterically funny. That being said, you want to skip the first two seasons because the first two seasons. I mean, if you want to watch it, the first two seasons you watch and think, this isn't as good as Scott says it is. but they had some different characters who, this one was one of the main characters in the first two seasons left, and it's the best thing he ever could have done because once they bring in Rob Lowe, and there's another character, I don't remember his name, I think they came in season 3, that's when the show exploded. And it was just, it really is, there's some shows where, after a long, stressful day, you just want to sit down and you want to take out your brain and you want to laugh. And Parks and Recreation, it's a well written, very very smart and very funny show.
Okay.
So you talked about Heroes.
Yes, Heroes. Yes.
I started watching it yesterday. Did you watch it? The Heroes Reborn or whatever it's called.
No, I have not even touched it yet.
I watched the first half hour, 45 minutes. And I just don't know if I want to finish watching. It wasn't bad, but it just reminded me so much of the first one. And the first one burned me so bad. They talk a lot about the same characters from the first season. And I don't know if I want to get into it again. There's just so many other shows. I don't know if I want to be. And see, shows that are made for the networks, like shows like that, they're just, it's written stupid. They need better writing. It's just so hokey and lame.
Do you know someone said that about, I don't know who exactly said it about networking writers, because I think it was, I can't remember, but somebody said it's better to do it on Netflix because you have no one to really answer to other than the people who are paying their bill, as to where network you have to have, I'm not quoting it wrong, but I think it was, what's her name from, who wrote Kimmy Schmidt?
Tina Fey.
Yeah, Tina Fey. I think Tina Fey said it because, that show originally was for NBC. That was supposed to have been on NBC.
I remember that.
But they didn't want to do it because they said, oh, no, this is too much because, So Netflix bought it and it became a very hot show. So what she was saying was she couldn't have done that. Next season it'll probably be even better because now she's writing for Netflix and she can do whatever she wants to do. There's no. I can't remember exactly the quote. I want to look it up and repeat it, but it was so right on. What she was saying is that you don't have anyone to answer to other than the people who are paying that subscription fee, and if they don't like it, they can watch something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where her whole thing was.
Netflix had done a show, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, not too long ago. What the hell was that show? An original series. And visually, it looked absolutely amazing. I couldn't even tell you the name of it, Brandon, but it looked good, but the show was so boring for me. It was unwatchable. And I guess they spent tons and buckets and barrels of money, like billions, I don't know if it's billions, but millions of dollars. And they broke the bank with this thing.
Really?
And I think they're really hoping for a success. And I tell you what, it sucked. I mean, it was really fun to watch because I think you can watch it in 4K.
Oh.
Yeah, but because it took place in like China or something like that. Whatever. And I just thought, these guys must have this money just to throw away,
Yes, they or it must have been a show that somebody didn't want to buy. That could be that too.
I don't know.
Yeah, that could be too. But so you didn't like Heroes at all?
Well, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just don't know if I want to continue watching it.
So
I started watching it. I was hoping that it would get me from the beginning, like, okay, well, they fixed everything that was wrong with it. And it wasn't bad. I had no reason to hate it, other than, the writing was just as silly and, lame as the original show was. And a lot of those drama TV shows, the writing is just not realistic. It is, lame. People don't talk like that. They don't act like that in real life. You watch a show on Netflix or HBO or Showtime, and it just seems more realistic how everyday life is. And then you watch a show on CBS or Netflix, a family show, and people don't act like that. They don't talk like that. And that's just kind of how Heroes is. But, I'm talking negatively about it. I mean, it wasn't a bad show from what I watched of it. I'll probably eventually finish it at some point, and I'm not really excited to watch it. I'll be
Does
honest.
it stop where it starts, or does it just like continue somewhere else, or does it go
I
from the
think
beginning?
it's a year after the last one ended.
So that means I got to go back and watch Heroes because I stopped
I
watching after
I
a certain
I
point.
I didn't watch it, and I don't think you need to watch it either. It explains things. It talks about Claire, the cheerleader. It talks about uh, it mentions a lot of the same characters. So for people who tuned out, you can pick up what you may have missed out on.
Okay. 'Cause I was gonna watch that, but I mean, I was okay. I was debate. I should say I was debating watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna. Forget it. And then I just wanted to hear your opinion. I was waiting for this podcast really to ask. So Veep, let me ask you about that. I know you said something about Veep.
Oh,
That
that is
one.
another one. That's funny. That's one of those shows. See, you're picking all the good shows now. Veep is absolutely amazing. And when Veep, this is a guy at work. A lot of times he'll come up to me. He's the one who introduced me to Game of Thrones before I even knew what it was. And he says, "You got to watch it." And at first, I started watching it, and I wasn't sure about it. He said, "Stick with it, stick with it." And then the main thing in the first season, when the main character gets
Oh yeah.
happened, and then after that point, it's like, how can it changed my world. My point is, he's really good about picking out good TV shows. He had mentioned Veep to me, and when it came out, I hate politics. I absolutely hate politics with a passion. So this is a political show, and I thought, well, I don't want anything to do with it. But he sort of said, Scott, I mean, it doesn't matter whether they like politics or not. It's really funny. It's a funny show. So I took him for his word because he's never steered me wrong. He's always got he always recommends good shows. So it is funny, and you don't have to be a political person because I am not. The way these people talk is funny. The situations they get themselves in. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is hysterical, and this is one of those shows. It gets better as it progresses, and it's rare that you have a show that does that. Usually, a show starts off strong, and then by the couple mid-season, it starts to kind of linger, and then they're just kind of going through the motions, and then it's forgettable. This is not one of those shows. This is, I don't know what season they're in right now. It's got to be third, fourth, or something like that, fifth maybe even. I don't know. And it's the strongest it's ever been. And I cannot wait for the next season. Veep is a definite thumbs up.
Okay.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, it's on HBO, and I don't know how you're ever going to get to all these shows, Brandon, but Veep is another one.
I'm missing it. I've never seen a single episode of Veep.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was saying. I don't watch comedies. I don't watch comedies.
But this is a comedy, but it's not a typical comedy. It's a political comedy. My description isn't doing it justice. It's a funny show. It's a smart show. A very smart show.
Okay. Yeah, all the dramas I've watched, every single one. Well, Downton Abbey I haven't watched, and Better of Saul I haven't watched, but all the other ones, as I look, yeah, Mad Men I've seen. I haven't seen the ending though, but Mad Men, Orange is the New Black, all the other stuff. Mm-hmm. I've seen it all. I realized as I was going through the list, man, I don't watch any comedies, do I? Huh, interesting.
Well, you need to. Those are my favorite to watch. The comedies for me are my favorites.
Okay. Like drama is always mine, but no, I was just going through the Emmys list. I was like, okay, I thought maybe we'd talk about it since we are like a show that talks about shows.
Yeah, and technology and what have you.
And technology or whatever. So I don't know. Speaking about technology, do you want to go to that part or?
Well, before we do, let's take a little break here and mention the ways that you can get a hold of us. For anyone who may be listening to the show for the first time or for the 100th time, I just want to remind you all to please check us out at our Facebook page. We have our own Facebook page. Go to Facebook, go to the search bar, and look us up at Tech Pop Boom in the search bar. Pop up, and once you're there, you're going to want to like our page. We try to do our best to link everything that we talk about on the show, and we also link things that we don't talk about on the show that we think that you may be interested in, you may have interest in. Our Facebook page is definitely the best way to get a hold of us. You can comments for us. You can tell us whether you like us or hate us, whatever you want to do. The Facebook page is probably the best way to keep up with the show. Besides the Facebook page, we also have a Google Plus page. You can do the same thing I just said on Facebook, on Google Plus, if you prefer that platform. Besides that, we're on YouTube. Every episode we've done is available on YouTube. Just look at the search bar, type up Tech Pop Boom. You're going to hit the subscribe button. And again, any kind of new episode we have will pop up there, and you can listen to it, you can watch it, and enjoy it. That's YouTube. You can leave comments on YouTube as well. Besides that, we have iTunes. Go to your iTunes store, check out Tech Pop Boom, subscribe to the podcast. Anytime we do a new show, the show, as long as you hit the subscribe button, the new show will automatically appear in your feed, and you don't have to do anything. You just hit the subscribe button once, and then you're done forever, and will magically appear, just like Lucky Charms, so those magically disappear. At any rate, that doesn't matter. Go to iTunes, hit the subscribe button, and help us out. And while you're at iTunes, if you want to leave us a little feedback about the show, that would be great, too.
Or subscribe.
Hit subscribe. And last but not least, we have a website at techpopboom.com. All the show notes are on that website. Brandon does a hell of a job.
I do the
really.
show notes,
Brandon built the website. I thought
it's simple.
Really. It's a simple website, but it's well done. I couldn't do it. All the show notes of all the every show is available on there, and all the show notes for the shows are on there. So if you kind of want to read along with what we're saying and what we're talking about, what's going to come up in the next few minutes, so that we can skip ahead and what have you. If you want to skip over Brandon and just listen to me, you can do that.
You can do that. Yeah, you can do that. You're very welcome. Either though, it would be hard to do, but go ahead.
At any rate, those are the best ways to get a hold of us. Facebook, Google Plus, YouTube, iTunes, Tech Pop Boom. Come check us out and let us know what you think. Thank you for your support, and thanks for listening.
Yes. So,
Brandon, what is in the tech news, buddy?
So, what do you think about iOS 9?
iOS 9. Okay, iOS 9. I have a little cheat sheet up here I'm going to go through real quick.
Okay.
iOS 9, first of all, I'm an idiot because I always do this when it becomes available. If you the last time a new operating system came out, it came out at like 8:00 in the morning.
Right.
So I knew the day that iOS 9 was going to be released. So I was like really impatient. I went on at 8:00 and it didn't come up, and all the websites kept talking about it. It's available today. I'm thinking, well, where the hell is it? It's 8:00, and I kept checking throughout the day at work. And 8:00 turned to 10:00, and then 10:00 turned to 12:00, and still nothing. So now at this point, I'm like really impatient. I'm thinking, why is this not showing up? So then 12:00 turns to 1:00, and then 2:00, still nothing. What the hell? So finally, I think it was probably closer to 3, 4, maybe even 5. It finally showed up, and like an idiot, I said, "Oh, great!" And actually, nothing bad happened. And I hit the button to download it, and because I was one of the first billion people to do it, oh my God! What typically would take, on a good day, maybe a half hour or less, took me every bit of maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to download.
Oh, you iPhone people are so spoiled. Well, go ahead.
I'm an idiot. But, and the reason why I said that is because it took like an hour or 2 hours. And when you do that, your phone is totally tied up.
Yeah.
When it's downloading, for the first hour or so, you can pretty much use your phone. But after that, after it downloads the initial file, and it actually then your phone it turns in, I shouldn't say a brick, but it's totally black, and you can't do anything with it until it finishes what it's doing. So that was really my only beef, because it just took forever.
Wow.
So that and then I had to do it because I have so many devices. I don't think have I done it all. I haven't done my wife's or my son's, so that'll take more time. But I've done my iPad, I've done my phone, and I've done my iPod Touch. So they're all updated. As far as what I like, I'll tell you what they added. This is just a few things on the iTunes map. They have their own map like Google Maps.
Okay.
iTunes Maps. They added public transit directions. I don't use that, but that was an added thing. They also added like this news app. If you're familiar with Flipboard or Feedly, it's almost I would call it an RSS feed, but it's really not an RSS feed. You can subscribe to whatever news source you like, whether it be politics or government or music or whatever you're interested in. It seems like they have you can build your own news source, and through this app you can go through and read the latest updates. That's neat, but I already have that with Feedly, and it's as cool as it seems to be. I don't use it, so it's nice to have it. But I mean, you're a day late and a dollar short on that one, Apple. They created an app for iCloud for an iCloud directory. Everything that you've stored in your iCloud account, you can click on this app and it's available for you. So that's that. They have a split screen, which is not available on any of my devices, so I can't even talk about it. But they created some sort of split screen thing. It looks cool, but I don't have it available, so screw you, Apple.
So wait, it doesn't work on your pad?
It only works on newer iPads and the newest version.
Oh.
It doesn't seem to work on mine. My iPad is, I want to say it's the 4th generation. It's the first one they made with a Retina display.
Oh, okay.
And to my knowledge, this split screen is not available.
Oh, that sucks.
They have a thing to where if you're in an app and it gives you a hyperlink to another app, once you're in that second app, you can there's a button you can push to go back to whatever it was you were looking before. That's new. It has a new notepad where you've always been able to write notes, but they added a section where you can use your finger to, like handwrite, or use different colors. Like you use a ruler. They updated their notes app. It's actually pretty cool. You can add attachments a lot easier through emails. It has some sort of better battery life, and at some point it shuts down certain things in order to help your phone battery life stay a little longer. Apparently, you can zoom in and videos. What else here? You can add events to your emails. There's a way to block out ads. You can hide photos. They added a couple more. Apple has a bad habit of they have all these apps that you can't delete. So they added a few of those. So you just kind of hide them away in a folder and forget about them. They added a bunch of cool different things to Siri. You can turn your keyboard into a trackpad. Ooh. They added a folder for selfies. They have a picture-in-picture option. And I'm just kind of skipping over a lot of stuff, but that's a lot of the stuff they did. It wasn't a major change. There's just a few select changes. I like it. I'm an Apple fan. I have an Apple phone.
Fanboy number one.
Say it again.
You're fanboy number one.
Fanboy. Well, I don't know about that. I don't like everything they do. My problem with Apple is, I realize supply and demand, but they just charge so much for their stuff. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of the 16 gig phone, and I was really upset to find out when they announced their new phones that they still offer a 16 gig phone. Yeah, it's time to get rid of that, especially because these new phones run 4K video.
Yes.
Can you imagine with a 16 gig phone recording a 4K video? Come on, that was just stupid.
You brought up something I did not think about. You're right. If you went and tried to do a 4K video and you have no card, how are you going to? How are you going to do like
exactly? You're gonna have to take the video off of your phone as soon as you record it and throw it on your computer or something, which is ridiculous because a lot of times you want to watch it from your phone to Apple TV or however you do it. But with a 16 gig, you're pretty screwed. You can't do that.
You can't, yeah.
So I just think I don't know what they were thinking with that one. I think it was pretty ridiculously stupid. But that was pretty much iOS 9. I like some of the changes. Some of the changes they don't use, and a lot of the changes I'm not eligible to have. And I don't plan on getting a new iPad or a new iPhone anytime soon. So unfortunately, I probably won't be able to use some of them. But if you pay attention a year from now, when the new phones are available, I'll probably get a new phone then. We'll talk about the new operating system at that time.
Okay. I was just curious on what you were thinking, because I mean, I know my mom. I haven't went over there yet and hit the update button, which she probably won't do it. But I was wondering if it's even worth hitting the button. She's got the old iPhone, so I'd love to see how many features she even gets.
Yeah, when you have you'll get some updates, but you don't get too excited. Is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to get to. You'll get some stuff, but you won't get a lot of it. You'll have a few things. You'll have the notes thing. You'll have some, but don't pump her up. Just kind of say, hey, you have an update, and hit it, and then whatever she gets, she gets. If she's surprised, it won't be anything to throw her off.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. I was just curious, and I guess everyone else was too, because we kind of said at the last show that I'd ask you about what you think about ISO 9. So
yes.
So, as to last week was the Apple event, this one is the Google event. It's coming up. So,
it's coming up, or did it already happen?
No, it's coming up. It's on the 29th.
And what are they
September
announcing?
29th. Well, they are going to announce the two new Nexus phones, the Nexus X, and let's see, and the Nexus 6P. Okay.
They're not going to talk about the Galaxy phones?
No, that's Samsung. Why would they talk about Galaxy phones? That's Samsung. This is Nexus.
You said
This is Android. This is Nexus, the Nexus brand.
Did you say Google or
Yeah,
what did you
Google.
say,
Yeah, Google. They don't do anything
okay.
with Samsung makes the
I'm thinking of Android and all that.
yeah. That's a whole
Yeah.
Samsung is like a company that does Android phone. This is Google
Okay,
Nexus phones is the pure phones from Google. They actually put only their software on it.
So Nexus is a Google 100% Google phone.
Yes, it's made
And
by
that's
LG, but it's
that's the phone.
Oh,
that's the phone you have, right? You have a Nexus phone.
No. I have a HTC One. I have HTC.
Okay.
Even though I have Android on it, it's not made by Google. And now I would love to get a Nexus phone. Don't get me wrong. This would have, if the Nexus 5X would have been out when the HTC One was out, Nexus 5X would be my phone. Because I want the pure Android experience. Because think of the Nexus, Scott, as like your iPhone. It's only done by Apple. Nobody else does it but Apple. Okay?
Gotcha. Yeah,
So-
I understand now.
So
I understand.
the same thing with the Nexus phone. Nobody does it. I mean, LG builds it. It's an LG phone, but the software, it's pure Android. It's the pure Marshmallow will be on it. I mean, nothing else. It's their stuff. That's it. No carrier. You get the updates just like your iPhone. Rather than I wait forever, everyone gets it at the same time. That's what I love about it, is that it's always updated. Where I have to, on my phone and on Samsung's phone, I have to wait until, I don't know, I have to wait until they decide to give me my Marshmallow update. And I can't stand that. That's why I was like, you guys are spoiled on Apple. You guys all get it at the same time. That doesn't happen on it doesn't happen with Android phones. But they're going to announce that. The rumor has it. What else? Okay. They're also going to announce the Marshmallow update, about Marshmallow. And a new Chromecast is going to come out.
What's to do with the Chromecast? What are they adding to it?
They're going to add basically a faster Wi-Fi. It's going to be 802.11 AC. I mean, which means it's on a 5 gigahertz network. So that means which would have been great because it only runs, I think, on the runs on the other one, the older version of Wi-Fi, which okay.
So you'll have faster Wi-Fi. What else are they adding?
And they're also going to do a kind of a newer design. It's going to be more like a flattish design. That's the rumor has it.
For the Chromecast?
Yeah, Chromecast is going to look a little flatter. It's not going to look like
who
that.
cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, but who cares? It goes in the back of your TV. You're never going to see it.
Yeah, you're never gonna see it. That's very true. That's what I thought about too. I'm like, who cares what it is? They could make
cares
it
what it looks
smaller.
like?
I mean, I
Yeah,
could make
who
it
cares?
smaller. But
Yeah.
they're gonna come in colors: black, yellow, and red.
Again, who cares? You're never
Yeah,
gonna see it.
I'm just adding. I'm just reading. But also, it's supposed to be a little faster than the current one. Also, what they're gonna do is they're gonna add Chromecast audio to it.
Where is that? Where is that?
Where now you'll be able to stream music, podcast, whatever. They're gonna do like kind of like
Okay.
where it's just an audio version, a radio, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Hopefully they
that's
give
cool.
it. Hopefully they put it on the original Chromecast, because I kind of would do that. And they said it's gonna be probably gonna be $35.
Oh, that's not. But what? $35? Just get a new one.
Yeah,
Shoot.
yeah. I might just get a new one, and I don't know, give somebody this one. That's basically what the rumor is. Of course, the event hasn't happened, so of course I don't know what else they might announce. But that is what's going to be at the Google event. So it's a Apple event.
Sweet.
But I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, if I didn't have this HTC One and I had an older phone, I think I'd run out and get the Nexus 5X. I mean, I've always been talking about getting a Nexus phone, and I never get it only because of the way it comes. It always comes out around my birthday, and it always comes out like with the same time as Apple, but I always get mine like during the summertime. And then every time my contract ends to go get a new one, the Nexus 5 is older, or the Nexus phone is older. Like I would have had a Nexus phone if it wasn't a 6-inch phone. That was the one thing that stopped me from getting it. I just couldn't do that big, humongous phone. I just couldn't do it. So I was just like, man, no, man, I really want that Nexus phone, but I got my HTC One. Not that my HTC One is bad. It's just that I just want the pure Android experience. That's just it. So that event is September 29th at 12 o'clock Eastern and 9 o'clock Pacific time. And basically all the tech news sites will be streaming it. So you'll get to see the details and stuff like that and what's going on. So
I'll be waiting with bated breath.
Yes. Like you, I might watch it because it's at 12 o'clock. I might take a break from Breaking Bad and maybe turn if I'm not done with it by then.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, in the news, HTC has a new phone called Aero that's coming out. I will post this on Tech Pop Boom. But they're going to come out with colors. Mine's always that one silverish color on the back.
Yeah.
Now they're going to come out like the iPhone, like have different colors, like black, like gold, like silver, like deep granite, rose gold, blah, 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 carbon gray, and iron cast. The thing that makes me a little mad about this is that they come out with this phone, and it's like, well, shoot, this is going to be your premium phone. So what is going to happen to the HTC One series? In the past, HTC had so many phones and the whole entire upgrade thing, they would only this phone gets upgrades. Because usually the premium phone gets the upgrades first. If you buy probably an older HTC, they stop at a certain point and say, forget it. But they decided that, hey, you know what? We're going to do for 2 years, no matter what version Android, you get it. Okay, that's what they said within 90 days. So that's why I got an HTC One phone. Samsung, they just do, I guess, what the hell they want to do. But and I kind of just looked at this and I was like, man, I do like the design of the phone. I'll post it on Tech Pop Boom, but I do like it. I do like the way the gold is like entirely kind of looks like the iPhone. You know what? It looks exactly like your iPhone if you think about it for a second. The way the back is. Yeah. The camera's just in the middle on the HTC One, and then yours is on the side. That's it.
Crazy.
They copied off of Apple, really, if you think about it. But
They all do.
yeah,
They
I
all
know,
do.
I know. That bugs
There
me.
wouldn't be. There wouldn't even be a smartphone if it weren't for Apple.
You're right. I hate to say that. I so hate to say that, but you're right. You're right. If it had not been for the iPhone, the original one, we you know what our phones probably look like? Probably look like Blackberries.
I was gonna say Blackberries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all would have been like Blackberries because originally Android did not have it wasn't touch. It was originally had a keyboard and it looked like a BlackBerry. It was supposed to
Yeah.
run like that. And Steve Jobs just changed the game. I mean, he Apple just changed it. Now everyone wants to copy, and no one thinks originally any. I mean, in the Android world, no one's. I mean, they have some original stuff, but it's like, come on with something that Apple doesn't have. You know, usually Apple has to do it first, then they copy, and then they all try to do. You know, Apple comes out with something else. They try to do it. Why couldn't Android have 3D touch? You know, first. Now,
Yeah.
you know, Apple's gonna have it, and then
Because
probably gonna
there's a
sue.
simple answer to that question. Because Apple's just a better product.
No, I don't think so. I don't. I disagree with that because maybe okay. I'm gonna redact that statement. I'm gonna take that back because I'm gonna say maybe it is, but there, you know, guys don't have a lot of freedom. I mean, you guys can't
That's true.
change. You guys have no freedom whatsoever to change your device the way you want it. It's the way it come, and that's it.
That's true.
You know, as to where
Yeah,
mine,
that
I
is
can
true.
change anything I want. The launcher, everything. So I don't know if it's superior. I just because of that, I think if they took the Android standards and maybe if you could customize it or like jailbreak it, basically have a jailbreak version of iOS, maybe. Then I'd say, okay, cool. I actually would actually get an iPhone. But as the way it currently stands right now, no. I like to customize my phone. I just I'm a fan of that. So I mean that's really it for my tech news. Do you have any music stuff?
Well, of course, you're gonna put me on the spot. Let me check my music library, Brandon, because I just recently downloaded something that I like. And now
Oh,
that you're putting me on the spot, and I can't find it.
okay. No, I
There is
was
a new
curious.
album out. I didn't have anything ready,
Oh,
but I do know there is a there is a new album out by everyone's favorite shock rocker, Alice Cooper. It's called the band. The album is called Hollywood Vampires. 'Cause back in the day when Alice Cooper was a lush, he's no longer a lush. He's turned his life around, and he's a good guy. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He used to be in this drinking club along with John Lennon, Keith Moon, Harry Nilsson, Mickey Dolenz, I think from the Monkees. They're a drinking club. They get together. They go to the Rainbow Bar in Los Angeles, California. And they just drink and they cause havoc. Well, most of the guys who I just mentioned have died, so this album is a tribute to his fallen comrades. And on this album, he's on it. Paul McCartney's on it. Johnny Depp actually plays guitar on it. Joe Perry plays on it. Perry Farrell from uh, Jane's Addiction plays on it. A singer from AC/DC, and it goes on and on and on. It's an album of all cover songs. There are maybe two or three originals, which are good. I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan. He could belch, in the studio for an hour, and I'd buy it and love it. Uh, it's a good album. I mean, he does My Generation. He does a lot of covers you've heard a billion times before. But that being said, they're really well done. There's a couple surprises on there as far as the song selection. He does Jeepster, which I think sounds really good. Uh, I don't have the track list in front of me. It's a fun album to listen to. If you're an Alice Cooper fan, I mean, you already know all about it. You don't need to listen to my 2 cents. But if you're just a rock and roll fan, if you just like rock, these are great musicians. It's a great production. It was produced by Bob Ezrin, I believe, which produced all the great Alice Cooper and Kiss albums. So if you like rock, if you're a fan of rock, check out Hollywood Vampires in stores now.
Hollywood Vampires. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was just going through the Talk Pop Boom Facebook, and I was did you see the one I put about the middle fingers about ISO getting the middle
Yes.
fingers?
Yeah, because I copied it and I pasted it. Remember, I pasted it too.
Oh
I
yeah,
sent
yeah,
it
you
to you.
pasted to me. That's right. That's right. That's right. I wish Android could do this. Microsoft said they were going to do it in Windows 10, which I think they have the middle finger. Okay, so you'll be able to send the middle finger to an to a Windows phone. But I don't think you are a Windows like computer. But Android won't do the middle. I don't know. I hope Marshmallow will do the middle finger. I don't see it anywhere that they're going to do the middle finger. You know?
I have a question.
Okay.
Does Windows still make their own phones? Or are they done with that
No,
now?
no, no. They bought Nokia and they make Windows phones. Yep, they're going to make a new one. I think coming out soon. I could probably look that up, but yeah, they're supposed to upgrade all the phones currently now, well, the newer ones, to Windows 10. The same version of
Oh,
Windows is on
really?
your computer. Yep, the same version of Windows on your computer will be on that
So the
phone.
problem with Windows is the Windows Store. I would imagine isn't can't be as good as
No,
the Apple Store or the Google Play.
it's not. I think the problem with Windows Phone is that, and now I would have a Windows Phone too, but the apps just don't. It's almost like okay. I want to say it's almost like between an Android phone and an Apple phone. There's some customization there, but not really. You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of like, and I want one. I wouldn't mind having one. I just, I don't like. I like their design. I like their way their tiles are because they're flat. I
Hmm.
like that
Yep.
whole thing. I just don't. It seems like it's just not me. Maybe Windows 10 will be different. I looked at how the Windows 10,
I'd like
phone
to see
looks.
it. Yeah, I'd like to check it out. Yeah.
It does. It looks. You know what it looks like? It looks like Windows 8. If you ever looked at if you ever seen Windows 8 with the little tiles
Yeah,
on it, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I've seen it. I've seen it. I mean, I've seen the operating system. I just
yeah,
haven't used it
with the little
yet.
tiles and they all switch like that.
Yeah.
That's how the customer,
Yeah.
and that's how you would on a Windows phone you would be able to click. I went to the Microsoft store and I almost bought. There was one for $99, and it was just it was like it was kind of like a phone, but it was like I don't know. That's like a Zune. It was like a kind of like a cheap version of the Windows. I almost bought it and just not connected. It was with AT&T, but it was like $99, and I think it was like it was just $99. It wasn't with the contract or anything, but it was AT&T or something. But I almost bought it just because I wanted to play with it, and I thought about it and said, nah, because I more likely I'm not gonna want it, you know. But I'm gonna wait and see what Windows 10's gonna do. And if Windows 10 comes out, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a second phone. I don't need a second phone because if I got a second phone, I'd get a Nexus. Hey, Scott, did you hear about the new Amazon Firebox that's coming out with the 4K support?
Amazon Firebox. I
Yeah,
don't think I've heard about
the
this. What
new
is this?
yeah, it's a 4K. It's supposed to be new and it's supposed to have Alexa in it, which is kind of like Google now. You can talk to it and it'll say add appointments to your whatever. But
Is that thing you put on your countertop? It's like a this little tower, and you talk to it.
yeah, that's it. I
Yeah, I've seen that. Yes.
Yeah, and I almost now want to get a Firebox just because I wouldn't mind trying the Alexa thing. I almost as close. It's $99. It's the same one as the other one, and I'm just debating it because how I watch Amazon Prime is through my not DVD, Blu-ray player. So it's on there. So that's how I watch. It has Netflix and all that, and I have Chromecast, but Chromecast doesn't have it doesn't have Amazon Prime. So
Yeah. Chromecast doesn't have Amazon
yeah,
Prime.
no, I have to go to my every time I want
I
to use
hate that.
yeah,
Yeah.
every time I got to use my Amazon Prime, I have to go to my DVD. So I almost want to get a Firebox. I'm totally thinking of doing it, and I'm just thinking about what do you think? You think I should just forget it, waste the money, don't waste
I
it?
don't know. I don't know. You know what I like to do? I like to research. Send me a link on this, and I'd like to
Okay.
talk more about it. I just don't know enough about it to give you my opinion. If it's what I think it is, I thought it was just a tower that you can basically talk to, like like it's your assistant.
Yeah,
Like it'll tell you the time, it'll play music,
yeah.
but it'll probably be good for you because I believe it only works on, like it doesn't work with Apple. You can't. If I wanted to play a song, I wouldn't play a song through Apple. It would go through the Google Store,
Right,
that kind of stuff. So it's not really Apple friendly unless they update it.
No, this one, I don't know if it's Google friendly either.
Maybe that's what I mean. I don't know. Send me a link, and maybe we can talk about this.
Okay. We'll talk about it in the next one. Okay.
It sounds. Maybe it's not what I think it is, and I don't want to give wrong information, but it sounds like something I would be interested in reading about.
That would be it for me. I don't know. Do you have anything else, Scott?
I can't think of anything. I'm kind of falling asleep in my lazy boy, so I think it's probably time to wrap up and call it a night, and then we'll do our best to get together in a few weeks, and hopefully by that time you will have finished Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and you'll go on to what show?
I think I'm going to do Veep.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's a lot of episodes available, but yeah, you're in for a ride. That's really funny. Parks and Recreation is fun.
Okay.
But you're in for an even longer ride with that one. Okay. That one's got full seasons, like 20 episodes per season. So save that one for when you have time.
Yeah, when I got
Veep
time.
is awesome. Yeah,
I think I'm going to do a comedy. Yeah, that is really it.
That's all I got.
Make
sure you check out the Facebook page, go to the YouTube page, Tech Pop Boom. We will say a final farewell. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Peace, everyone.
Bye.